Hello, Hiram. So if you turn in your score to page, no, let's go with page 38. Let's go with basically anything where you've got the whole choir moving together. What we get a lot of from your gesture is this wonderful pulsing, beating thing that's happening, which is fantastic because it really does show the shape. However, number one, it's a little bit difficult to actually see the pattern that's happening. I'd like to see more distinction in the pattern. And what I mean is I would like to see more between what is a downbeat and what is a beat that is not as important and that I need to actually know something about, but maybe not as much. I would love to see a little less of this. And I talked about this in my last notes to you. So we're getting a lot of this. And this was something that you were doing back in conducting class as well, but not as much. The hands have come up a little bit. And what this says to choir members is, I'm pushing you away. I am being a little bit tentative about your sound, and I'm trying to get you to be a little bit quieter. It can come across incorrectly. I'd like to see you just rotate, shift, move up a little bit, try and see if we can get more of this feeling down. Now that's going to feel a little weird at first, so I want you to work with it in front of a mirror. It will accept the fact that most likely that's not going to get changed between now and the concert. This is not something that you're going to fix in the next few weeks. However, I want you to think about it in terms of the next few months, in terms of the next year. I want you to think about getting this out of the hand gesture because it's a little bit abrasive and it will negatively affect your choir's ability to sing fully for you. I love the fact that I'm still getting a lot of really great gestures. I'm going to say that I feel that you know what you're doing with your gestures about 90% of the time. Every now and then, there is a gesture that comes across to me as, I've seen Chamberlain do this. I've seen Shower do this. And so I'm going to do this because they did it in this moment. And it doesn't quite sit right. And it's a lot of the big swirly gestures are the ones where I'm seeing that more than anything else. I would love it if we could get a gesture that you completely 100% know exactly why you're doing what you're doing. Most of the time you do, but every now and then, and it's usually one of the dramatic ones, it feels like you're borrowing a gesture from somebody else. Not that there's anything wrong with that. We all do it. I have plenty of gestures that I've borrowed, but just know why you're borrowing it and where it comes from and why you're using it. And that's it. So, if we're moving on into your score, I love your dynamic contrast and all that you were able to get out of the choir at letter C. Can I see more agitation and more of a contrast in letter C's gesture versus other sections? It's still right about here. Can I see standing a little taller? And can I see this? Now, here's my thought about standing tall. If I am willing to stand tall, which means I want to give myself a lovely double chin, you, Mr. Skinny, are definitely able to stand tall. So, stand tall. Now, if you're looking at that score, it's on the music stand in front of me. If you're looking at the score, I would love to see you focusing more on the individual text. So, D, Si, La, D, Si, Re, Ire. Bring that out. What does it mean? It's right in front of you, actually. Wrath, judgment, anger, actually. Is when I took Latin, the ire, the translation I got was anger. Okay, that can really come out. It may just be two sets of dotted half notes, but it just like, you really can do a lot with that. And if you build on ire, that means that calamitatum is just going to really slam through the ceiling, which is fantastic. That's what we want. You've got the piece that's going to bring this whole mass together and make it really just have its sharp, poignant moment. I mean, it's still a lullaby for death. That's what he called it. But yours is the moment where the lullaby takes a bit of an ominous turn. Requiem aeternam, your entrance there, let's see. I felt at letter D, where was it? Once the clinicians come in, I would recommend for that you go ahead and see if you can really quick just spot check your tenors in letter D I feel like they are not where they need to be. We had some major pitch issues in there. Let's fix that. If you listen to the tenors, go ahead, pull out the altos too. Because 9 times out of 10, when it's just the tenors, the altos are faltering too, because the altos don't realize how much they lean on the tenors. They don't know what they're doing down there, but they're leaning on them. So if you're going to spot check them, check the altos too. Let's see. I love the fact that you hold these things, you hold your lengthy notes on as long as you need to. You do not give them any give. You let them happen as long as you need to. Bar 88 is a great example. Really well done. At the end of it, also very well done. Got to get the unison section up and running a bit better. The unison section is so incredibly memorable. This is a moment where it just really, really smacks of exactly what it's been trying to say. This is the point where Foray obviously really means to point out this text, because he's choosing to put it in the most easy to understand terms possible. Unison. Everybody's singing together. I mean, how can you possibly make that any more clear, your text? So when he's doing this, I want every single word to be a word that really stands out. I want these people to see this as a statement of faith of the composer, even if it's not their faith. Really bring that out. Bring out those consonants. Quando cieli movendi sunt, quando cieli movendi sunt et terra. Really bring out those consonants. You did a good job trying to get that Latin under control. But what you never did was define the difference between Vatican City and Kansas City. You and I know the difference, but we have at least one soprano who's from the Deep South who doesn't hear that she's not singing Vatican City. So getting those vowels modified by modeling it is a better idea. If you choose to work with older choirs, especially in a retirement city like this, you're going to get people retiring from all over the country. They all have their own individual idea as to what that sounds like, and their own individual idea as to what your IPA sounds like. Americans cannot use American IPA because we have so many dialects that when I see bat, I think the symbol for bat, but that's not what you might think. Your color might be a little different, and neither one of us will ever totally agree on it. So remember that your singers come from all over the place. I know you've got a couple of us from the Midwest. You got one from Connecticut. You got one from the Deep South. I'm sure you got them from all over the place, even further. So remember that with your vowels. Model them. Get the choir to sing it. Use the shapes. This is for ooh. This is for o. This is for e. And then you can get it to go e. Make it too dark and then bring it back out e. And then find a place in the middle and have everybody agree on that. That's a great way to get your s the way you want them. You can say you can have them do it. Tell them to drop the jaw. Have them do things like that. Sounds ridiculous, but it works. And it works a heck of a lot better than trying to just say Kansas City versus Vatican City, which is great, but needs definition. That's pretty much all I have for you. Stand tall. Show me a difference in the gesture. Contrast the gesture. See if we can work on getting those hands from doing this so much. See if we can get that pulsating to show me a bit more of a clear pattern. Have a reason for your gestures, and really emphasize that text. Give me better modeling on what you want that text. I'll give you a game plan for next week, but other than that, that's what I saw from this last week. Thanks so much, and thank you for being willing to give up some time to Sam. Really, really appreciate it. I'll see you soon. Bye.